Welcome to Albion TV presents the AO Daily Show, your source of real news in an unreal world, keeping you up to date on the latest news, events, and the great community of Albion Online. Today is Friday, the 27th of September, and I am your host, Shozen, and with me today is my co-host, Bogul. How are you doing today, Bogul?
Hello, sir. I'm doing good.
Good. Today we're going to have a very short little show before we get to a rather long interview with Airship Enoch, the creator of the #1 song on the Albion Top 20 hit list right now, though with only 4 songs on the hit list. We'll still kill the Albion Top 20. It's definitely rocketing its way up the charts. It arrived at #1 and it has stayed there ever since. Just unbelievable song. And we will have an interview with him in just about 3 to 5 minutes. But we do have a few pieces of news for you. Apparently, last night, the gold plummeted, Bogul, by nearly 200 gold. It's been going down ridiculous, down to 38.40. I mean, how will the players ever rebound, Bogul?
I'm sure on this weekend we will see another roller coaster ride of not only the emotions happening during Invasion Day, but also for the gold price. But I don't think that's the big PSA you had, right? I sort of said it already, that you wanted to remind everybody about something very important.
Was it Invasion Day?
I think so.
Well, I have that too, but we also had, I wanted to keep this on gold for just one more moment, because we did have an announcement by the devs that they are aware of this rampant increase in the gold value compared to silver's devaluation, and they are on it, and they know that something needs to be done, and they're well aware. So they're thinking with their caps, they have them on, and they know something needs to be done. They're on it. And back to Invasion Day. Yes, this weekend is one of the most important weekends of the season, if not the most important weekend. It's the final Invasion Day before double points.
We are hoping for a contest that is not only happening in Mercia, but all over the place. And you are going to be casting that whole shenanigans live, are you?
Yes, I am. I'm going to be there with my man Lupak, and we're going to cast it at 2 different times throughout the day. You see, at 18 and 1 o'clock, these territories will be going live after the invasion, and we will be there about a half hour early, and you'll be able to watch it at, let's see, that's 17:30 and 0 dark 30 UTC. That's in the middle of the night. That's like the first 30.
Well, it depends on where you are, of
Yeah.
course. But I am very much looking forward to this, especially since I mentioned it already. The contest is on, the race is on. Maybe this weekend will be one of the deciding factors as to what happens for the rest of the season. I can't wait. But honestly, today I'm more excited about this interview because it's very special. It's something we don't get to do every day.
No, it's a nice interview, and I'm really impressed with the amount of effort that Airship Enoch put into this song. And if you guys have heard it already, which I'm sure you have because I just played it, you know how like professional sounding it is. We have, and I'm just busting Vitus's nuts here because he's a friend of mine. But yeah, Vitus has previously been our best musical guest performer here in Albion Online. And yeah, compared to Frixar Recruiting, this song is much better. It's better than his Frixar Recruiting song, and better than Free to Play. I have to say, it's impressive. So I look forward to sharing this interview with you. Is there anything else that we want to go over before we get right to that?
No, I don't think so, no. We have a bunch of interesting stuff coming up over the next few weeks, but we can share more next week. Now,
I will share that on Monday.
It's Invasion Day hype first.
Yeah, Invasion Day on Saturday. The fracking has caused major damage to the elemental stability of the planet, and I'm pretty sure that these magic beings that are ripping forth from the ground and their anger and just sending us all back to the royals with their frustrating levels of anger. I don't understand what's causing it, but they're clearly pushing us out. But we're invading them again. We're going back. We're going to take it back. We're going to reset this nonsense back to the way it was, and we will see how much of the World Money Guild gets. But in the meantime, we're going to play this song one time for you, so anybody who showed up late gets to hear it one last time before we play this interview. I hope you enjoy it. We will be here all afternoon as we play this interview and giving out raffles, so just keep an eye on the chat while we play the interview. And thank you guys for tuning in.
I could probably Judi boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bang bang big stacks. I could probably Judi boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bang, bang, big stacks. Use boots, use boots, use boots. Big loot, big loot, big loot. Use boots, use boots, use boots. Big loot, big loot, big loot. Airship name tag, I'm about to gang. Pushing that loop, straight bang. Whipping that plate, maintain. Getting that deeps, main flame. Back to hit it with the easy 1v3 with the crossbow heat. Heat about to quit the game, we'd about to get the fame. Keep it clapped for weeks. Got the TA while I'm looking for snacks. Looted a baggie with journals for tax. Crafted some mama, I stacked in stacks. Raided the castle, I went in for glass. Big clap. I could probably Judi boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bang bang big stacks. I could probably Judi boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bang bang big stacks. Use boots, use boots, use boots. Big loot, big loot, big loot. Use boots, use boots, use boots. Big loot, big loot, big loot. You ain't making these turns like that airship dude. You ain't making these gangs like my airship crew. Y'all here making mistakes, about to get this too. The world is on Enoch, about to get that food.
Rocking on a raid on a 3v3. You can catch me in the trap with some PvP. Gank y'all's loot out in Albion. I got the bodies on the same mount, we found them all. Gotta find no fool who gon' hang on my arm. Feeding y'all losers, still wolves on the farm. Squad full of hitters, and you know we got a sick clan. Mount up, boys, and we pushing, that's a big clap. Damage they taking, we draining out all of your mana. Savage the haters, gon' give them the hammer. Oh, you a brave noob, huh? You don't want smoke with the crew suit up. Hit a fat lick just to gank that stuff. You don't want none, ho, you should run square up. Kill y'all's guild, take your team solo. Cause we run this shit, call me King Mojo.
I could probably Judi boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bang bang big stacks. I could probably Judi boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bang bang big stacks. Albion, you could be anything you want to be. So I decided I wanted to become a pirate, a ganker. Thank you very much for your donations. It's quite profitable. I want to share with you a song, Opus Gank number 3, or Judi Boot this. Judi Boot.
Hello, I am Shozen, and I am here with Airship Enoch, the producer, the performer, and the writer extraordinaire who recently dropped the new track, what do we have? Judi Boot This, featuring Jungle Juice. Airship, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where did you come from, and who are you?
Well, I'm an Albion Online player, but I'm also a music producer that lives in the United States. I wrote this song called Judi Boot This with Zach Welsh. He's in the studio with me right now. Shout out to Zach. Thanks for doing that verse. Appreciate you. Yeah, and I make music as a living and love playing video games.
All right, excellent, excellent. You say you make music for a living. What kind of music do you create? Is this a full-time gig for you? Are you where in the mighty process are you involved?
Well, I think in music, once you live it, it becomes different seasons. So I started off scoring commercials, documentaries, movies at like a young age. And then went on to college, started making records, doing electronic music, DJing. And fast forward to where I am now, I work at a studio called Star City Studios in El Paso. And we create records as well as score film, Foley, pretty much anything you can name as far as sound goes.
And now you are enjoying this unparalleled success with this clear #1 hit that's completely just destroying the charts. I imagine that you have to be like just shocked. Were you expecting this outpouring of support for this album?
Well, it was just funny. I just had a good time making it. So I think when I was releasing it, it wasn't, you know, how people get all hyped up. It's like, oh, I'm releasing a track, which is cool. I totally understand that. But for me, it was really fun. And I just kind of like put it out there and just asked certain people. I was like, hey, what do you think about this? And people really liked it. And I was just having fun because I produce other people all the time. So this gave me an excuse to go in on the mic and just do like a fat trap song just for fun. You know, because I can.
Well, you did a great job. I mean, I hate to drop the veneer here, but you did an absolutely fantastic job on this song, and it impressed the shit out of me. As far as like a video game homage, it was perfect. It was
a whole new thing, though. This is the thing. I think I'm going to make more. And I was talking to some of the members over in Albion Online, or some of the community over there, and they were telling me about the European market and how they like different styles of music. And sometimes, you know, trap music isn't for everybody. So, you know, I was even thinking about going into either heavy metal or a really good electronic song next, because I think you should be multi-genres. I don't think you should just do one, especially if you're a music producer. So, you know, we might be getting some heavy metal going on.
All right, I'm down for it. I will tell you that as soon as I showed this song to my partner, he was like, he was very impressed by the quality, but then he made me listen to a couple other homage songs, and yes, they were definitely Swedish thrash music. And I was like, this works. Okay, I get you, Bogul. I understand what you like, but this is amazing to me.
Bogul knows. So what's interesting, I think the gentleman's Christoph, who sent me an email. He sent my management an email, and he was going into American-style music and Europe-style music. And it really resonated with me because I spent a lot of time in France. I spent a lot of time in London. I've been around the world, and I've been influenced by so many different countries. So I think, you know, making a trap song was super fun. I was cracking up. I was laughing. That's why you hear that really nerdy voice in the background, backing up myself. That's Jungle Juice, right? Which is me. It's like two of me.
That's the other me. Okay.
Yeah, it's the other me.
It's your alt? Is it one of your alts?
It's like an alt, but it's like an alt intern. Like, it's like I'm my best intern.
So it's like your Anglia alt that you only use for Anglia castles.
Well,
it doesn't quite have the spec of your main.
I mean, Anglia a few times though. I made mad bank in Anglia one time.
Well, hey, Jungle Juice could come out with his own album next. Who knows? He'll drop his own beats.
Yeah, that's okay. So Jungle Juice is anytime like people are like doing something in a group or everyone's real serious, I'll hop in the channel on Discord and I'll go, "You guys want to join my clan?" And just sit there and keep saying it over and over again. And usually people are like, "What in the world?" And I'll be like, yeah, there's 50K PvP requirement. You guys want to join my clan?" And just keep saying it, and it kind of lightens up the mood. I think it's pretty funny, So I decided to make Jungle Juice a rapper and a trapper now.
No, it works. It works for me. I enjoy it. It's very good, very good. You say so you're gonna go into other genres. What inspired you for this particular song? What made you think I need to make a trap song about these Judi boots? This Judi boots. These are it. This is what I'm doing this on. Why the Judi boots? Why trap?
Okay, there's two. It's like real life and Albion mix. This is the real though. Okay. So in Albion, right? You got Judi boots. Like it's just Judi boots, right?
Mhm.
It's the cool thing to say. I don't even wear Judi boots that much, but when you got them, you got to Judi boot them, right? So it's hard to say hunter boots or merc boots. I guess merc boots could work, but just the way Judi and all the Judis out there, shout out to all the Judis. I mean, they almost got a little theme song low key too. So, Judi boot was a great lyric, and I think it applied to a lot because I didn't want to make a song just about me as I'm like a crossbow guy, right?
Mhm,
Always
mhm.
bolt casters because the best weapon in the game. Everyone knows that.
Of course.
So
100%.
AVZs, of course, dude. You gotta melt everybody. But I think making a song for the tank, making a song for the ganker, making a song for the axe guy, for the I didn't want to make the song specifically just about me, even though I was saying Airship a few times. I wanted to make it so the tank could listen to it, or the guy that's late on his tax for journals and he just ganked a guy with full journals. It's like, thank you. I wanted the song to be for that person too, so trying to make it versatile, and the lyrics were really important to kind of that's why Judi boot, it's like I don't necessarily wear Judi boots all the time, but I don't wear plate either, and I put plate in my verse, so
Sure, yeah.
that's for that plate where I might go tank one day, but not yet.
Well, so it was more about it was a little bit of artistic freedom here to just make the song work. You needed something that worked artistically, not necessarily role play.
Yeah, in real life too, like you have to understand, a lot of people try to do trap music, and sometimes it's really frustrating when people come into a studio and they have no story, they have no context, they just say a bunch of words.
Mhm.
And I think that in the particular song Judi boot this, I was sitting with Zach, and Zach's a great writer, by the way. Zach raps amazing. He kills it in battle rap. He's gonna be battle rapping for me again, hopefully. But we sat down and we took Albion and we went on to Reddit and we went on to the Albion website. And we said, okay, this is the world. We can't break the lore. Or the lure, as some people say. We can't break the game lyrics. We have to stay in that world. We can't use Uzis or Bentleys. There's no Bentleys in Albion. So our lyric choice, we wanted to specifically write something that had context.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? In a lot of trap, you don't hear. You just yeah. That's why in the background you hear all these yeahs, because we were laughing, because a lot of times it's like it is like a lot of some music's really stupid, and like I didn't want to write something stupid. I wanted to write something that actually had lyrics.
Well, if you can do like a trap song to the clap that we do have, that would blow my mind. I'm going to tell you that if you could turn that coordinated nonsense into music.
Yes. I just sliced it twice though. Oh
It was good. It was good. You did a good job with it. I was impressed.
Yeah, and I used the clap too, like just the natural clap of it to kind of keep that rhythm, which was nice little, sound sample, which was great. All in-game samples too.
Mhm.
Like that was used.
The mammoth was great. That was absolutely perfect. Just speaking of like your Bentleys there, the mammoth kind of like that's that luxury good, if you will. Like who has a mammoth,
Mammoth is like, yeah, dude. Venom, what up, dude? That's what it is, though. Is like that was actually my sound effect. It wasn't even in game. The mammoth. There was actually the wolf was mine. Actually, a lot of the sound effects I designed. There are things I've picked up over the years because I also took sound design from a guy named Jim Bolt and Dub Pierce. They're in California. One was from Fox and the other one was from Sony Entertainment. And they trained me for when I was in college back in the day for like a good 2 years, which was dope. And so they taught me how to do sound effects, Foley, voiceovers, the whole nine. So when it comes to like sound effects and sound design, that's why like when I recorded them and sampled them, I was like, hold on, let me check with the company because I don't want to disrespect. Like they just came out with the new weekly spotlight, right? And it's like, oh man, if all these people worked hard on these sounds, like I don't want to take anything and not give them credit too. So that's why I asked the company, I said, can I use this in-game sound? Is that cool? And they're like, yeah, that's fine. Which I would love to know who made those sounds, which is awesome in Albion. I would love to connect with that person because I love the sounds of Albion. It's a great job. You know, everything kind of gives it a perfect place, you know?
I believe that was Murray Haberman there. So
she did the whole thing?
I think she did.
She Gucci sound.
Well, the new ones anyway. Anything from post-release. Like there were a lot of pre-release sounds, and I believe it's been her goal to get rid of those, and I think it's an honorable goal to get rid of them. Thank you. Appreciate it. We really do all appreciate it, all us alpha players.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because some of those sounds have been around since the very get-go.
Yeah, they've been good. But these new ones, like you said, the immersion from like just the little words, because we were talking earlier and we were talking about how they started putting in all these little voice lines and stuff to like the buildings, talking about there's no peas in Albion, only beans. It's good stuff. It's good stuff.
The weaving lady is just so good. I just click on her and like just do one cloth just to hear like wee. Okay, again.
Well, yeah, it's these things. They make the game feel more alive, and the new sounds have done a great job at that. And I'm really glad that they were like, yeah, use it in your content because it's an homage. You know, there's no reason not to. I think it's fantastic the way that Albion has reached out to their creators in a lot of ways. The SBI anyway has been so open with their creator community of just letting them do whatever they need to do to make content.
Yeah, and you know what? I just love the interaction too, because it just challenges me. It's like, oh man, yeah, maybe I should do a full-on heavy metal electronic song next. Like, what about the gatherers out there? Like, I need you need a trance song for gathering for like a 10-minute loop song that just gets down on melody. Like, okay, cool. So it might open up doors to continually create songs for games, which I think would be fun. I actually want to score games eventually. I've done every music except do games. And I actually started making music because of Final Fantasy II.
Oh, good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So Nobuo Uematsu is like the greatest composer in the world to me. This guy is just fire. And ever since I was a kid, I listened to his melodies and started playing piano. So like video games and the whole Final Fantasy series is like a huge influence on why I make music today. But it's funny because I've done everything else. I've scored TV. I did all the stuff in LA for TV and, you know, all these different things. It's like, oh, but video games, like that's like the prime. That's like the 8-3.
Well, that's that's what you get dragged into it. It's like you finally like, you know, I've worked in so many different things, you know, being a personality and stuff. And now I finally got into video games and I want to do like you said, you know, you want to do your music in video games. I want to do voiceovers in video games. I just want to have my name on the back of the box. You know, it's like,
dude, let's go.
Yeah. Let's do it. I'll go.
Yeah, dude. Let's build a reel, man. I could build a reel with you. That'd be easy.
Let's do it. All right. We'll have to do that after this stream that we have an interview to finish up here. Sure. So, you're saying heavy metal, electronica, something.
That might be a good choice. You know what? There's a few guitarists I know that are really good. And I think that bringing other musicians in and collabing, it gives other people a chance to kind of do something they wouldn't necessarily.
Absolutely.
In their bands. So I think it's going to be a good way to get people collabing, to get people, you know, kind of suited up for a different world, if you would.
And they know they're instantly going to have an audience like right there because you know the Albion community would love to listen to it. So there's, you know.
Yeah, I think that's a surprise to me though. Like it is kind of surprise because like for me, it's just like, oh, I like this game. I love making music. Like I love ganking with my, my boys. Like, I'm just gonna make like a gangster, because it was also like laughing too, because I was like, oh man, I get these guys in here, they're making these songs, and it's like, oh, let's go for content. Let's get good content. You know how we all go out for content. We got our Swift Claws, we got our geared up. We want content, right? So it's like, oh man, if I make a song, I think Frozen said it. He was like, you better go hard as fuck or not go hard at all. Yeah. And I started cracking up. I was like, dude, yeah, he's right. Go hard or, go home. So Zach, dude, asked Zach to be the battle rapper on that. And he's in the last verse. He shouts out Mojo and Gankin, doing the whole nine. He doesn't necessarily play the game. So I think it was cool working with somebody that doesn't play the game and teaching them about the game and the terminology. And then him as an artist looking at it and saying, oh, shoot, like I could say this here and do this here. And, kind of teaching people about the world of Albion, I guess, really quickly was really interesting. Like explaining it to him, what does this mean and that mean? So Zach's actually here. He's in the
Zach
studio.
did a great job. I gotta say, Zach did a great job for somebody who doesn't know Albion, using the Albion world in context. You said he helped you write some of the lyrics?
Yeah, we sat down and he did the last verse where right after you ain't making these turns like that airship do.
Yeah.
After that part, Zach came in and then it goes into the auto-tune singing, which was hilarious at the end. But yeah, he doesn't play the game, but what he did is we sat down and we were literally on Reddit, we were on Discord, we were on the Albion website. We wrote down the whole vocab of like Albion, like what is it, what's the Albion vocab, if you were. So an Albion player, like I said, wouldn't say Bentley. He would say like, I got that, spectral, whatever you want, So I like my dire wolves. So, but some people go for the Swift Claws. I do Swift Claws a lot too, but
yeah, I've lost my share of dire wolves out there.
What's the Gucciest mount to you? Is it like the Pestless or like not
the Mammoth? Yeah, like because that's like over the top. But like you pull out your your Crystal Eagle or something like that.
Crystal Eagle.
Yeah. That's pretty Gucci.
Oh man, that was a time. I stopped playing Albion for a while because I moved states and did switch music and switch studios. So I think that. The time off was like, oh man, it was painful. But when I came back, we were still fighting Derek, and that was hilarious.
Yeah, he doesn't go away, man. He just stays there. He's like consistent. He's just the same guy every day. That could he'd be a great topic for a for a song.
Derek used to roll with Mojo, and I used to try to get him all the time with like, I think it was like this girl named Trixie. And she had a boyfriend that was Australian, and I forget her name. But we were always chasing Derek. Mojo, dude, like since release, like that day, Wolfgang Squad, dude, like started back in the day. So, it's funny to like come back to the game and then be like, oh, dude, everything's still popping off. Let's go.
Everything's different, but everything's still the same, man.
Yeah, but all the changes when you come back are like, oh, so nice. It's like, great. Great.
If you look back from like you said, you were like a legendary founder there, and if you look at like what things were in Alpha, we were Conflict was recently doing a history of Conflict, so they're looking at all the stuff from Alpha, from Beta, and even Release, and just how different the game looks now compared to then. It's just not even comparable. Like it's.
I didn't play it. I downloaded it, but I played like a few hours in beta. I was like, I'm gonna wait till this looks way better. And that's exactly.
Well, it does. It looks. Then you can trust me on this one. Take my word for it. The game looks better than it used to look.
Mm-hmm.
We've come a long way.
And it feels. I mean, remember when you could get off your mount and just attack?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so
I
many
was
things.
so mad when they removed that. I don't know if I was more mad the day they removed that or when they put in reputation on. Huh?
everyone was like, we can't gank anymore.
Well, you can. It was annoying. It was annoying. But the thing that annoyed me the most, the biggest change for me, like that ever came in, was on April 1st. They announced they were putting in reputation, and that if you had killed so many people, you would be like basically banned from the cities. And
It's because we founder, man, in the beginning, remember everyone was just killing each
Yeah.
other, right? And Carleon, like, relentlessly.
it took me 2 months to get into the city just after a weekend. I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like,
They met Cryon. No, I literally went into Carleon and walked in, finally got to Carleon, and Cryon's like, we need members for our guild conflict. And I was like, me. And he was like, will you heal? And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm down. And we go to Sunlit, dude. And first day, like, founder statues blocking every entrance. Tunnel, and I remember my screen just glitching everywhere, but I was just healing, bro, just staying alive, healing. Like, first day Black Zone, you know.
well, that's good time. Yeah, like you were talking about first day of the game when they first took Sunlit.
Yeah, dude, like first release, like brand spanking new, and I just went to Carleon, and Crime was there. He was like, dude, heal. And I was like, I'm down. So
Yeah, we needed players at that point. Anybody who could even get through the... For people who don't know a little bit of history on this, first day, the game was very unstable, and the people who made it to the yellow zones had an advantage because once they got to the yellow zones, they were able to get to the rest of the world. But the people who got stuck in the cross towers and the blue zones could never get out, and they were stuck in this endless loop of never being able to like get into the full game. And a bunch of people went out and started getting the territories. And so, yeah, some of the major guilds were looking for anybody whose game was stable at that point just to be numbers because so many of their members weren't making it in.
Yeah, I think I was already T like 5 at that time, which was huge because like the game just, you know, and so we were just I just killed stuff like right when the game came out over and over again. There was like Cartman in the forest, bro. You know,
just killing those boars. Yeah, just find those boars. 5 XP a whack, man.
Yeah, dude. Oh man.
Yeah,
brutal. But and then I went through this phase where I was convinced Double Blade was the best weapon in the game, and I've moved on from there.
Yeah, it's called T41 when you're going and killing all the deer, and just, you know, gathering as many as you can and skinning them. You got to kill those guys in mass.
That's right. I remember that. And then we formed the gank squad right off the bat. I remember getting ganked though a bunch, and I was like, I want to be that guy. And look at me now. It's like, oh yeah.
Oh, that first week.
Yesterday though, I went home after working in the studio for like 12 hours. I went out with my shield and my crossbow, and I was like, let me fight these 3 guys. And I was just like, Gucci loot this. And I was so tired and murked. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now.
Just get run over, done. Bite off a little bit more than you could chew with 3v1.
Don't play drunk, and do not play when you're way overworked. It's like, don't.
So are you saying, and this is just advice for a certain percentage of our player base, would you say that it's better to not play after like it's better to sleep than play? Like if you need to get sleep after, say, I don't know, 2-3 days of not sleeping, is it better to take that next GVG or take the nap? Which one would you choose? Take the nap. Okay.
Take the nap, because guess what? You're just gonna go to sleep, and you're not gonna be able to sleep because you're gonna be like, no, I don't.
Take the nap, save the guild. Take the nap, save the guild. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And also remember to go out in real life. You know, talk to some ladies.
Yeah. Oh, see the sun once a day. Once a day, look at the sun. Like, not like Donald Trump looking directly up at the sun, but like go outside so you can see the sun shining down on the world around you. I don't actually suggest looking up at the sun. That would probably not be the best thing for you to do. Yeah, especially if you want to be in GVGs later in the day.
Well, this guy on Albion TV said to look at the sun. It's like, okay.
Oh, shoot, I'm done. I'm banned from Twitch now. All right, so on to the next question here. So you said that you were thinking about making a song in a different genre. Do you have any like inspiration yet for that song, or are you looking for some inspiration?
Well, really, it's more of a question of quality of sound, right? So if I want to produce something, like I have friends that are extremely heavy metal rockers, which would be really fun. But my question is not so much, how do I do this? It's like, how can I get the best sound? Like, I don't want to make a song if it's sounds like heavy metal and it doesn't sound good. Like, I want to make sure I go through all the appropriate steps of getting the right drummers, the right guitarists, using the right amps, using the right compression and gear, because I mean, trap's actually pretty easy.
Yeah, you can just do that on your computer, but if you're going to make it heavy metal, you have to bring in some other people to do it with you.
Yeah, and it's going to be more live, which is going to be more fun, more, I think, video worthy too, like to actually make a cool video with it.
I'd love to see that.
Well, like a real video. Like, I think this would be dope for Albion in game. Like, even test server. If we did the test server stuff, that would be pretty dope. But as far as like a metal song or electronic metal or some kind of fusion, I think.
Take it to the 21st century in fusion. Okay.
Yeah, because it's like I want to do it. I like quality. It's just like people like getting 400 out of 400. It's like, dude, same with music, right?
100%.
Yeah, I gotta get that 400 heavy metal.
I'm down. Do it. Like, please bring it out. We would love to see an entire album of Albion themed music from Airship Enoch. It would
aggressive yodeling. No aggressive yodeling. That's the only
line.
Yodeling.
What if it's aggressive yodeling but with recorder?
Oh, matter of fact, it's funny you say. I have a recorder here in my pocket. It's the size of my binky. It's the mini recorder. I take this on Ganks because the mini recorder is probably the rarest of instruments that have ever.
The rarest of all recorders.
Yes, and if devs want a hint to make a really good vanity item, it is the mini recorder. And it sounds like this. Hold on. Okay, breathe. You can do this. It's beautiful, really.
It was a thing of beauty, like Sorab blinking in.
Oh, that's a good one. That's the call.
Oh, that was nice. Yes.
Looking on one more song.
I hear Derek saying, "Donate or leave."
Heavy metal is probably a little bit better of an idea, but I'll try. I can do this.
You know what? I don't know why I think this now, but I think "Donate or Leave" is the perfect title to a heavy metal song.
Oh. Yeah, donate. Yeah, dude, that could be wild. Oh, shoot. It's got to be orchestral, though.
Yeah, I'm thinking like, I don't want to say stadium rock, but you go like with a Queen style, orchestral with, just like a bumping kick bass on the "Donate or Leave." And then you go into I think you can do this. I think I hear it in my own head now, and I don't even have the ears for this.
Yeah, and you need one guy to go, oh, like really deep, oh. I can't really do it because I don't want to break my voice.
Well, I don't want to do it right now, but I'll send you some clips.
Yes, that's what we talk. I need some of that. But yeah, definitely orchestral. Maybe putting. Well, it's funny in Judi Boot. This wasn't all electronic. I actually did use a Juno DS. I used a Juno VR09. I used a Mine 12, which are 3 different keyboards, which are really dope. All the leads and the really cool stuff popping out after the vocals, that's all analog gear. So a lot of this stuff I did, even though it was trap, I still prefer. Same with the sub. The sub is not just an 808. It's actually the Juno, and it's called the Lobe preset, which is pretty dope. But I think orchestral for the metal, electronic mixed in, really putting a cool fusion together, getting cool rockers and drummers to play on it. Sounds like something definitely to do. But first, I got to finish up all my clients' work. Then I can do that.
Yeah, and isn't that the way that it is? We always have these great plans for things that we'd love to do, these artistic projects that are just our passion projects. But first, there are these things we call bills, and they have to be paid.
But I snuck Judi Boot this in real quick. I was like, okay, I got to get this done like now because I got to do this tomorrow. And it's like, okay, boom. And then, me and Zach cut it real quick.
Well, when you're hit with that inspiration, sometimes it just happens. And if you have the tools in front of you to make it, it can happen real quick. If you're, into watercolors, and you have them in front of you, you can do that really quick. But other times you want to make a sculpture, sometimes you got to go buy some wood.
Yeah, absolutely. And you like I think it's quality too. It's like in the game you want to have masterpiece, right? So it's like, okay, I gotta get that masterpiece. Whoop whoop. You know, this, that, and the other. It's like same with music. It's like, if I make a song, like I gotta make sure it's masterpiece, and not to like freak out and never finish something to make it like masterpiece, but you know, just to be able to craft something really quality is, you know, something I strive for. So that's what it was also fun, is like I wanted to give it to the community to also say like, dude, this game's awesome and I know you all enjoy it as much as I do, so here's a song you can go gang to. You know, like I said, I probably need a gathering song like too. I need to like make something for the gatherer.
Well, I don't know if you can do heavy metal for gathering. Gathering doesn't see, that's like, maybe more some electronic, you know, something
melodic and chords and modulation, arpeggiator.
Something repetitive that's building towards a point and then never quite get to that point because you never quite get what you need while you're gathering. Like you always have to just keep going, and it's that, you know, when you have that beat that kind of repeats on itself, so it always feels like it's progressing, but it never progresses. It's just a repeat. But because of the way the notes are built on top of each other, it always sounds like it's going in a direction. That might work for gathering.
Gatherers need to understand one thing. Like I just RP as a gatherer. Like I'm not actually a gatherer, even though I'm T8 in every single resource. I just RP as a gatherer because the main time you see people to gank is when you're gathering. So I just gather gank. So I hit a node and I'm getting the node, and right when I see that red, it's like bolt cast to the face. Boom, you take the journals, you take the gear, he's got a little shiny in the bag, you're set. Boom, you're off. Now, if it's a group of people and you start shooting one, you maybe can kill one and then dip out, which also works. But, you know, you got to make your wise decisions here, you know, in Albion. But always gather and gank. Don't just gather. You know, you're going to miss out on.
That's how I rolled. I used to patrol Putrescent Sump, and I would keep my ganking gear right there because there'd always be gatherers who'd want to like gather because they saw another gatherer and they think it was safe, because you're not going to generally attack another gatherer with gatherer gear. Just dip inside the tower and go get it. Even if you don't kill them, you would run them off and they wouldn't come steal your stuff again.
Yeah, it's true. And that's another thing. You can get a grip of nodes just from like, and like some of the guys are like, hey, I thought we were gathering buddies. And it's like, no, not right now. I'm trying to get this node die. You know, it gets hilarious out there because, you know, they feel safe. You know, it's another gatherer, but really I got my bolt casters ready. I'm about to put the smack down. So, you know, it's usually pretty fun. Also, gathering with a raven is hilarious because no one trusts that.
No.
So fun.
The raven is like the dirtiest bird. It's great.
Bird.
It's a great mount. I'm glad that it's in the game. I'm also glad you can't use it in cities anymore.
Oh yeah, that would be good. Yeah.
But thank you very much for talking with us. Is there anything else you'd like to go over before we head out?
No, just shout out to Conflict and everyone that plays the game. Everyone's cool. Thanks for the good comments and the bad ones too. I like just people just reacting, because that's, I think, why we do things as artists, is just to cause a reaction. And I'm glad it was a positive one for people and they can enjoy it. I definitely want to make another song. So if people have ideas, that's cool too. If you want to make a video with it, I'm totally down for that. I can send you the beat. Just credit me with the song, and I would love to see your big clap videos. If you see me out there and I gank you, it's just part of the game.
Absolutely.
It's also fun. If I get ganked, good job, dude, because I'm probably, you know, I'm messing up somewhere, you know? But that's cool. Have a good time. Enjoy the game. It's a great game. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I will be posting it on SoundCloud too, I think, pretty soon too. I just wanted to be on YouTube for a little bit, so.
Well, excellent. Thank you. I have to say, we had an absolutely overwhelmingly positive reaction to that song, that to the point where people were begging me to play it in between breaks, after the show. I had to play it almost, I think I played it every day of the week actually last week that we were on, since we got the song all the way through, because people were just begging me to play it, and I was like, all right, this is like the 17th time this week, but here we go, number one with a kicker.
Oh man, that's awesome. I love that. It makes me smile because that's, That's why I do it. It's like I've made it for everybody to enjoy. Like, that's awesome, and that's what makes me want to make another one too. It's like, oh man, everyone really likes it. Like, I should make them another one. Like, but what would be good? Should I do like just a crazy ZVZ song, or should I do something for the gatherers? Boom, or do both?
Just keep making them, man. Just to find out which one. Like, just write down notes. Like when I was doing comedy on the daily, you would write down your notes, whether or not you were going to use that in a joke later. And then over time, you just have a bunch of notes, and you go back through your notes and you go, oh shit, I got 57 notes here. Well, 5 or 6 of these might become something. And then you can go,
girls' numbers.
Yeah, it's you get 30 of them, 5 or 6 of them might be something. And then the other 15 are all to that same number that says, stop calling me. Son of a bitch.
I love that. That's brilliant. Yeah, so I think so. The main thing is making the wisest decision on what songs, because obviously I'm making music for so many different things and doing so many different things. But that's why I say, keeping it open and getting to it. It might be fun to do a metal, man. It might.
Well, you seem to have like this feeling for it. You've talked about this so many times in this interview. You've got to have something in there already to give you this, because you're talking about it. You're manifesting it right now, man.
Think Zach metal? Dude, let's go. Oh man, and synths. I always got to add keyboards though. I love melody and keyboards. That's why it's so funny I made a trap song first, because it's like usually the least thing I would make, but at the same time it did bang out.
You did great. You did a great one. I mean, surprised it's not what you do on the daily, so it was a great song. And on that note, go ahead.
Yeah, I had Zach's help right there. He's a shout out to Zach always, because he really did a great job. So,
do we want to get Zach on here real quick before we do head out?
Yeah, Zach, come on, dude. Come on into the booth. We're in a booth right now. Open the hatch door. Alfred, the drawbridge. That's what it feels like. Okay, here we go.
All right, what's up, man?
Hey, Zach, we were just talking about how much we really enjoyed that song that you guys created, and we want to give you some props and let the Albion audience hear from you. So we hear that you're not very familiar with Albion, but you still were able to turn this into a kick-ass lyric. Tell us a little bit about the Zach who created this, the end of our favorite song.
Oh, man. So the coolest part of it, in my opinion... He hit the reverb button. No, but if it wasn't for Enoch, I probably wouldn't have got this song done. I'm a hip-hop artist. I'm also a battle rapper as well. So for me, research is not a problem. But researching lyrics that I knew nothing about was a really big task. And it was cool because Enoch chose to challenge me with this, and I felt really good about the verse. I felt great about the song. And it was funny how everything went down, because during that day, we were both so busy. I had projects and so did he. And then at the end of the day, we're just sitting there all exhausted. He's like, hey, you want to see this beat I got? So we listened to it, and I was like, this is a banger. Like, what the heck? He's like, I sampled everything from this game Albion and such and so forth. He's like, do you want a verse on it? And to me, immediately, I was like, right there. I jumped right on it, man. So we went and looked up, as he said earlier, we went through Reddit and Google, and he basically just got me really, really familiar with the verbiage and everything that was used in Albion. You know what I mean? To me, it was brand new. And the first thing that I noticed too was when we were looking through the YouTube videos, they mentioned a guy named King Mojo, and he told me, he's like, that's the king of Albion, basically. And I was like, that's it. That's the one, man. That's the one.
Well, you made a lot of enemies and a lot of friends with that single verse. I'll tell you that much right there. His enemy, his lifelong partner and enemy at the same time, King Derek, it probably didn't appreciate him being mentioned as king in this song. They hate each other so much.
Man, shoot, hit us up. We'll def make an Albion back and forth diss track, speaking for both of them. Maybe me and
that'd be amazing. That type of thing. that would be absolutely amazing. If you did that, that would be legit the best. That's.
Dog doesn't endorse that. He just
please.
Come for you, Derek.
Donate or leave. It's what we need. Yeah.
Hey, that'll be the name of one of them. Nah, just kidding.
Well, that's Derek's his line there for his guild. You either donate or you leave the guild, and he is bloodthirsty with that. It's takes the gear right off your back while you're playing with it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, like nothing you've ever seen before. These guys are great enemies, and that right now they're engaged in a brutal war for control of our game, and it's amazing. We have probably about a third of the server has banded together to fight each other.
Wow, that's honestly awesome. That was the coolest thing about Albion, actually, was I noticed it was a PvP game. It didn't rely on any NPCs. It didn't rely on anything like that. It's what originally piqued my interest in the subject matter, was the fact that it was a very different type of game. I was like, dang, this is different. Like, this is new to me.
Yeah, this game is all about the player beef that they create between each other. There's no there's nothing else to fight over besides each other, really. Like the territories that you control are really only important because you've deemed them to be, and that pride that you have over being first is what causes the fights. And so there's a lot of old problems between these guys. Like these guys used to run the best guild in the game together as like the guild leader and his right hand man. And then they split, and since then they have been going at it for the last 2 years as like 1A and 1B. It's been incredible. And for the last 9 months, King Mojo had been in charge right up until about 2 months ago when King Derek started coming back and taking control again. And now the entire server has banded together to stop Derek from winning the season.
Man, that's so crazy. You know, as a battle rapper, a lot of the stuff that we deal with too, I bet the game has actually caught on with more people as a result from that conflict. It's something I realized too, when as a battle rapper, there's a lot of promo, and like, you know, people will get in groups and stuff like that too, on like maybe like Facebook or Instagram, where everybody shares all their battles and stuff, and they'll talk to each other. They'll say the worst things to each other, and it'll be to push their numbers, you know, to raise them up. I think that kind of conflict keeps things actually really fresh and really new. And I think that for a game like Albion, like that continuous type of like conflict and type of like tension and release is what's going to make it like honestly one of the best games, because it's already really dope. It has a good following behind it, and the community, man, there's something to be said about the community of Albion, because, you know, as I said, you know, doing hip hop, I look through, you know, like my YouTube comments to my music and stuff, and you'll see mixed comments. You know, usually you'll see, well, generally more often than not, even if you're good, you'll still see a lot of negativity.
Yeah, it's
But
easier to comment with a negative comment than give a positive comment.
right, and YouTube comments can tend to be like the sewer of that, like the seedy underbelly of it all. But the coolest thing I noticed when I went and checked out the videos, like everybody was showing love. Like everybody underneath was like, this song is amazing, this is my new anthem, and like that really spoke to me a lot. And I'm really appreciative of the Albion community. I'm really appreciative of Enoch. I mean, I said that at the start of this too, because this wouldn't have come together without him, man. Like, he's definitely a genius producer, in my opinion. He probably wouldn't say that. He's humble as shit, but I mean, pardon me. He's super humble. But like for me, like definitely that's what made the difference about this whole thing here, was that I had somebody to work with who knew exactly what they were doing, what they wanted from it. And, you know, I mean, like, I think we killed it. I think we did a really good job on everything.
It's damn professional is what it is. Like, you guys did something that stands out as an awesome piece of art that people really appreciate, and that's why they're showing the love. There's something to be said for a really tight, small community, and sometimes if you can hit the right one, you can blow up. You can do something that's awesome, because they want, there's every community that exists wants to have content created for it, but not every community that exists has content created for it. Some just don't have those people in it, and the large communities tend to draw the most content creators. And what happens is that a very few of them get bubbled up to the top, and they get noticed in that large community, and they get huge praise. But with smaller communities, you can actually, just by being there with quality, you can get noticed. And since there's not a huge amount of competition for attention, you can actually come out on top. And like it's a clear example of the Albion community is in dire need of more content, and you guys definitely satiated that thirst for a small period, because your guys' stuff is awesome, and I wish you guys would make more, because it was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. It's just above and beyond anything else we've had created for our game so far.
We really appreciate it too, man. Like, I know, like, after watching like Enoch play on Albion and stuff like that, and seeing a couple of videos too, the game itself has interested me. It's something that I would consider picking up, not only because of the love of the community, but the fact that it actually is an interesting game. It's an interesting community. So I mean, I think that the appreciation here is mutual, and I definitely can't wait to see what's in store for the future of Albion, as well as in store for the future as of you guys. You know what I mean? Like I think there's nothing but good things ahead, and we appreciate all the love because we're definitely going to keep working for y'all as best we can to push content and definitely give you guys the love you deserve because you guys have given it to us as well.
No, awesome. Thank you very much, Zach. Thank you, Airship Enoch. This was a great interview. I really enjoyed doing it, and we are rounding out about 45 minutes here. This is a good long one. I really appreciate your guys' time, but we're going to head out of here now, and hopefully with your next track, we'll do another one of these interviews.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It would be great.
All right. Do you want to say anything before we're done?
No. Everyone have a great day. We're going to get to work now. We got a bunch of records.
All right, awesome. Thank you again for your time. Your track is awesome. I really am. Like I said, we're all looking forward to the next one, and we will be bothering you until we get it.
All right, excellent.
All right, peace.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right, yeah, that was Airship Enoch and Zach, along with me, myself, Shozen. I believe that was a pretty good interview. We had a really good time doing it, and his track is absolutely awesome. I'm going to pull one more raffle before we get out of here. Bogul, do you have anything else to say?
No, sir. Great interview. Loved it. Nice.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. I appreciate it. I had like I said, I had a really good time doing it. Those guys are a lot of fun. There's a lot of stuff that wasn't on this interview that, like I said, these guys are fun guys. I definitely enjoyed it, and I absolutely hope they create more music for us. It's above and beyond the other stuff that's been created here. Earthshake 1, you have won the raffle. All right. And on that, we're out of here. Stay classy, Albion.
I could probably Judi. I could probably Judi boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bang bang big stacks. I could probably Judi boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bang bang big stacks. Use boots, use boots, use boots. Big loot, big loot, big loot. Use boots, use boots, use boots. Big loot, big loot, big loot. Airship name tag, I'm about to gang. Pushing that loot, straight bang. Whipping that plate, maintain. Getting that deeps, main flame. About to hit it with the easy 1v3 with the crossbow heat. Heat about to quit the game, we'd about to get the fame. Keep it clapped for weeks. Gather TA while I'm looking for snacks. Looted a baggie with journals for tax. Crafted some mama, stacked in stacks. Raided the castle, I went in for black. Big clap.
Easy clap, easy clap, easy clap, easy clap.
I could probably Judi boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bang bang big stacks. I could probably Judi boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bang bang big stacks. Use boots, use boots, use boots. Big loot, big loot, big loot. Use boots, use boots, use boots. Big loot, big loot, big loot. You ain't making these turns like that airship, dude. You ain't making these gangs like my airship crew. You out here making mistakes, about to get this, dude. The world is on Enoch's, about to get that food.
Rocking on a raid on a 3v3. You can catch me in the trap with some PvP. Gank y'all's loot out in Albion. I got the bodies on the same mount we found them on. Gotta find no fool who gon' hang on my arm. Feeding y'all losers to wolves on the farm. Spot full of hitters and you know we got a sick clan. Mount up boys and we pushing us a big clap. Damage they taking, we draining out all of your mana. Savage the haters, gon' give them the hammer. Oh, you a brave noob, huh? You don't want smoke with the crew suit up. Hit a fat lick just to gank their stuff. You don't want none, ho, you should run square up. Kill y'all's guild, take your team solo. Cause we run this shit, call me King Mojo.
I could probably Judi boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bank, bank, big stacks. I could probably Judi boot this. I'm going in for a big clap. I could probably Gucci loot this. I'm talking bank, bank, big stacks.
Yo.
In Albion, you could be anything you want to be. So I decided I wanted to become a pirate, a ganker. Thank you very much for your donations. It's quite profitable. I want to share with you a song, Opus Gank number 3, or Judi Boot This. Judi Boot.